interest. Ms. Newsom, what is interest?
Oh, man. It means, well...
Is it the things you like? What you're interested in?
No. Unfortunately, it could... In this case, it could be positive or negatively affecting your money.
So it has to do with money.
It has to do with money.
Is that why you drew money signs on there?
Yeah, I thought I would be festive today.
I like it.
So I started off with just like a little saying.
We don't have learning target today?
No. Okay. Did not do a learning target.
Sure.
Your learning target is you will be able to calculate the simple and compound interest.
By using the formula.
By using the formula.
There you go. Write that down. We're so mean. You can end up paying interest or you can...
Or earn
interest.
It's better to earn than to pay.
Yes. So you can pay interest or you can earn interest on the money you already have. It's both ways. It's not just one.
Right. Like if you have a credit card, you're going to end up paying interest. You're going to end up paying more than you...
Only if you don't pay your credit card.
In most cases. Yeah. If you have like a savings account that earns interest, you're actually gaining money. Yeah. So there's like two different things.
Yeah. Earning interest is amazing. Paying interest, not so much fun. My house interest, my car interest. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Okay. There are two types of interest. We've got simple interest, which is, it's simple.
It's simple.
It's interest earnings that are calculated once a year. That was simple.
Do you want to write the formula down too so they can have
Yes.
it? I did not write it anywhere because I figured that we would write that as we go.
So this is I equals PRT. We'll make another page that's got what everything means.
Yeah.
So just know I equals PRT. Compound interest is interest earnings that will earn more money than simple interest. They're calculated more than once a year. So it's compounded.
What is it? So depending on how many times a year it's compounded, the interest keeps accruing each time it's compounded. So if you're saving, this is the best option.
It's compound interest, yeah, for sure. The formula for that one is I equals P times 1 plus R to the T.
Power, yeah.
So let's kind of go over what are these I, P, R, T. I mean...
I think that's A, actually.
Oh, it's A. I'm sorry.
Yes.
My bad. I'm just so wrong.
Yeah.
That's A. You were very right. So let's go over what these mean. On the first one...
So looking at simple interest formula.
This is simple interest. We've got PRT equals I, which is the exact same thing.
What happens when you have P, R, and T all next to each other? What does that mean to do?
And there's no symbols?
There's no...
It just means to multiply.
Yeah, so you're going to just multiply all three of these values. Mm-hmm. What are those values? What do those stand for?
Well, P stands for principal. That's the initial amount.
Initial amount. Of what? Of money?
Of money.
Okay.
So, like, if you have $500 you're putting into a bank account, the principal's $500.
Yes.
The rate is the percentage. It's usually written as a percent.
Percentage.
Expressed as a decimal.
Yes, that's very important.
Decimal. And it's just the percentage of, like, let's say my interest is at 5%. Well, what is 5% as a decimal?
0.05.
So 5%
converted to a decimal.
0.05. All you have to do is take the decimal that's originally here and go 1, 2, and move it 2 places.
Because percents always go over 100, and dividing by 100, you move over 2 places.
Exactly.
So you would actually, whenever you're multiplying these three numbers, you're not going to multiply the percent, you're going to multiply it by the decimal.
Yes, always as the decimal.
And it's just the rate that it's deducting the money or whatever.
Yeah. And then the time is just how long that loan is for. Let's say it's 5 years, 6 years, 5 months, or 6 months.
It's always recorded in years.
In years. So
and it might be called the term at some point.
Yeah. What is 6 months?
6 months would be 0.5 years.
0.5 years, look at that.
What would 3 months be?
Oh, now you're making me think.
0.25 years. It's a fourth of the year.
It is Friday morning.
So there is a way to figure that out. We'll help you out on that.
Yeah. Okay, so A equals P times 1 plus R to the T.
I see all the same
I see
letters
the same.
that are in this one, except for
this
the
A is different from the I. So
right.
Does this mean this is the interest?
No, that means that's the total amount.
Total amount in the account. Total amount. Okay, so that's the amount after we've gained the interest.
Yes.
P, again.
It's the same
principal.
things.
Oh, I didn't even have that in there. There you go, there's your principal. 1 is
1. plus the rate once you convert it to decimal. So
Yes.
if this was the rate, it'd be 1.05 in here.
And then to the t, that's your exponent. So that's just to the time. So you're gonna.
So if it was for 2 years, it'd be to the second power.
If it was for 3 years, it'd be to the third power. We'll talk about
So
that in a
on.
little bit.
Yeah. So one more thing, really quick, since you talked about this, the A. So when you find the compound interest using this formula, you actually get the total when you're done. When you find the simple interest by using this formula, all you end up at the end is just the interest.
So you have to be careful what the problem's asking you. If
You
you're
might
if
have
they're
to add
asking-
it back to the principal.
Yeah, if they're asking for how much money do they have, you've got to add your simple. If they're asking for how much interest they earned with a compound, you got to subtract it from its
So
principal.
we're gonna have to talk about that on the
Yeah,
examples. I
for
don't know
sure.
if I did that. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's do a simple interest
Wow,
problem.
That's really hard to read.
Is it? Holy cow!
Okay. Yeah, we can read it to them too.
This is calc.
Calculate the simple interest.
Simple interest.
It's not that hard to read until you. put it
Oh
on
man, I
the
did
video.
this
Hey, they can kind of see it
in the
I think
dark.
they're
So
fine.
okay. So calculate the simple interest on $7,000
At 3.2%.
at 3.2% for a year. I'm done.
Okay, so simple interest we knew is I equals PRT.
Is this formula on their formula chart?
I believe so. You want to grab a purple?
Yes, it is. It's on the very bottom of it, I
I
believe.
believe they are. They should be on their formula. No, purple. That's 8th grade. I know. I've got 2 different ones in my room.
It's right down there, guys.
So you
At the
guys
very
will see
bottom.
it's compound, simple. They're both on here.
The formulas, we got them.
So you don't even have to memorize them. So we've got I equals PRT. What is your principal?
$7,000.
7,000. And what's your rate? This is confusing.
My rate is 3.2.
It's already has a decimal. Am I done?
No, it's in percent form.
'Cause it has a
Percents
percent.
always go over,
100.
so you know to move that twice. So it's 0.032 that you're going to multiply by.
And times 1 for a year. So all we have to do is multiply those out. So we've got 7,000 times 0.032 times 1. It actually equals $224. So the amount of interest equals $224.
So let's see. So this is just the interest that was earned. So, well, it just depends on what the problem is saying. But
Yeah.
it
it says to calculate the simple interest. So it's just
calculate
looking for
simple interest. You found the
good.
simple interest. That's it. That's the interest that was accrued on 7,000.
Calculate the compound interest at $4,500 for 2 years at 4% compounded quarterly.
So I'll put everything that you need to see here. Okay, I got you on this. All right, so here we go. All we need is the P, the R, and the T. We know it's compound interest. So first thing we need to do is write down the formula. I got this. A quarter, 0.25. It's 1/4 of the year. Yeah, come on, girl. Okay, so here we go. Same values. I wrote down my formula. Now I got to plug everything in. So A equals the principal, which was 4,500, times 1 plus the rate. The rate is 4%, but remember the percents go over 100.
It's got to go over 100, so it's
.04.
0.04, yeah.
And we have compounded quarterly, so it's going to be to the, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
On the exponent side.
Yeah.
Okay, so the T is always in years. So the term is always in years. So compounded quarterly would indicate you're doing 1/4 of the year. Is that not right? Or should we just keep it simple?
Let's just keep it simple.
We just say,
Let's say compounded annually.
compounded annually. Yeah, and we
Compounded
know the
annually.
years are 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I don't
compounded
think you'll
annually.
ever
You're never
see-
gonna. Yeah,
you
no,
won't
no,
see
no.
a quarterly.
I got that from Springboard.
I know. You shouldn't see it quarterly. Most of them will, you'll see annually.
So let's rewind real quick. Calculate the compound interest on $4,500 for 2 years at 4% compounded annually. So we plugged in our P, our R, and our term, which was 2 years, and the formula is just a little different. So all we've got to do is plug it in now.
yeah.
We know 1 plus 0.04 is 1.04. So you have to follow order of operations. You have to do 1.04 squared first.
To the exponent because.
So I'm going to do 1.04 squared.
Which is 1.04 times 1.04, guys.
Yep. Times 4,500.
We're dealing with money, so just go to the 2 decimal places. So it's 4,867.20 because it's money.
Money.
Just remember, that's how much is in the account. So it's asking for the compound interest. Well, how much interest did they earn? All you got to do is subtract
The original principal.
the principal, which is $367.20. So the compound interest is $367.20.
Cool. God, I wish I would have written green. That's a little darker.
Oh, it is a little darker. I think we're good.
All right, now this one is comparing.
You have $10,000 to invest for 2 years. You want to calculate and compare simple and compound interest for 4%. Interest is compounded annually. So we're comparing. That means we have to find both of them.
Which will give us the most at the end. If you're
So-
investing, that means you are putting money into something in order to make more money in the end.
Yeah, for sure. So you've got $10,000 to invest for 2 years. And it's 4%. So what is our principal?
10,000.
So I equals 10, 2, 3 times our rate,
Which would be 0.04.
0.04 times our time, which is 2.
2 years.
So our interest is going to equal
$800.
$800. I mean, you guys can solve
That's
all these
just
on
the
your own.
interest that I'm going to make off of my $10,000.
Only the amount of interest. Now, we've got A equals P times 1 plus R to the T.
To the T.
Our principal was 10,000. Mm-hmm. By the way, guys, your principal is not Mr. Knowles. It's 10,000. I gotta throw that in there. We said our rate was 0.04 to the second power.
So let's just show them really quick. If you add this up, 1 plus 0.04, you get 1.04.
1.04. So A equals 10,000 times 1.04.
Squared. And then can you show
Squared.
them what that would look like if they had to work it out without a calculator?
1.04 times 1.04, which would just be multiplying those two numbers.
The 3 digits by 3 digits.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is that. So what is 1.04 times 1.04 times 10,000?
10,816.
10,816.
Now
Well, wait,
remember.
no, this looks like this one's so much better, Miss Newsom.
Well, it's really not though, because the principal's included in this. So
Oh,
let's
that's
subtract
right,
the principal and see what
principal.
interest
so
we
the
earned.
interest is $816.
Hey, it's still better.
It is still better. So which one's better?
So you want to look at just the interest for compound and then the interest for simple, and which one ends up giving us the most at the end.
Yeah, for sure.
I think in this case I'd want to compound my investment.
I would want to compound my investment. I get
Yes.
$16 extra.
That's it. I just put a little question at the end.
How does compound interest result? Oh, you guys can't even see that. How does compound interest result in higher earnings and savings over a period of time? What do you think?
So compound interest, so basically, obviously you saw right here that it seems to be the best option when you're investing. The reason why is because each year after the interest is accrued,
You gain
that
interest
whole value
your
again
interest.
gets to earn interest again. And so
So
it's just a better way to
it is.
save.
You're gaining interest on your interest, and in simple interest, you're not gaining interest.
It's just on your original,
Yeah.
what is it, like deposit or
Your
whatever.
principal.
Your original principal.
Yeah.
So compound is much better when you're
Yes.
doing savings.
For sure. Well, I think you said we're out.
That's
today?
it. We out.
Bye, guys.